this guitar had a lot of problems on it. I was a little worried that I couldn't find parts. Floyd Rose are kind of scary for some people. Doesn't really have to be scary. It's really kind of a simple deal. This is a license by Floyd Rose Jackson Tremolo. And what was different about it, something I had never seen before, was that a normal Floyd Rose looks like this. And these screws right here lock in the string. They actually touch a string block, and then the block touches the string, and then that locks it in place. And that's what this does. And you can see how long this is. It's like that long. But on
Mhm.
this guitar, and I had never seen this before, um, they're really short.
Mhm.
And they weren't really difficult to find. I had to go on eBay, but you can see how it's just kind of a different design and how much shorter that is compared to that.
Yeah.
So if
Oh,
you
sorry.
were looking for this screw right here, you would need to specify that you needed that short version. This is the only time I've ever fooled around with it, so you may not even ever come up on something like this. But that was a little bit different. Some of these designs were kind of short-lived. They would try something new and then go back to the original, do different things. So I found the parts on eBay, which I've had really good luck on eBay for kind of these crazy parts that you can't find on Amazon. Amazon just doesn't cover it, so you need those individual sellers on eBay. I love those guys. They sell all this crazy stuff. It's only about $10 for these. I don't know that, I mean, his existing ones work fine, so I might just keep these. I'll charge him $10 for these, but I might just keep them in my little collection of stuff. Um, the trick
Hey,
part,
Eric, can I ask you a question real quick? Sorry.
sure.
Have you ever had one break off in the saddle, regardless of screw length? Because I had this happen to me a couple of weeks ago when I was trying to take one loose and it snapped within it. Have you ever been successful at getting that broken off screw out?
Man, would you be able to grab an end of it with like channel lock pliers?
No, it broke off probably two or three threads in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I tried to use like a screw extractor or something. I ended up stealing a saddle off of one of my other Floyds to put back in it just to get it out of the house. I couldn't figure out how to get it out. And I tried after that to add it back to my other Floyd Rose, and I was unsuccessful without screwing it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. I've heard stories that like there's these old pre-CBS Fender bridges where the tremolo gets broken on the inside. It's like threaded in there and then broken, and it's inside the block, and they just can't get it out. Uh, they just can't. You know, nobody's gonna drill it out. I mean, do whatever, they just won't. They just can't get it out.
Yeah,
So
I got you. I was just curious if you ran across
that
it or not.
stay that way, broken screws are the worst. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I would probably lube it up or deoxid it up, and I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. Um, so the tricky part about Floyd Rose is that it's a tremolo, and this is not the actual bar that goes to this. They didn't give me the bar for this, so I borrowed the bar from another guitar. It's got springs on the back. It usually floats a bit more, maybe than it usually floats a bit more than a regular, like a Strat tremolo, but it's really like basically the same thing. It locks, so one of the uh, one of the selling points of a Floyd Rose is that this guitar doesn't have it. I'm gonna have to order these. I forgot to order these. they have these little locking nuts on there. So you can lock the string down like everybody likes locking tuners and stuff. Well, Floyd Rose did it first. They just had these blocks that press down on the strings and just lock it down right there. So that major selling point, and they lock right here too with the little screw that I was telling you. So the selling point is if you lock the string here and then you lock the string at the nut, then the length of that string should not change. As long as the bridge stays situated exactly where it is, um, then it shouldn't go out of tune. You know, no matter how much you wiggle the whammy bar or go deep dives or whatever, if both sides of that string are locked and that tremolo goes back to its original place every time, then the string should stay in tune because the length of the string should be, you know, should stay the same. So that's the whole selling point. Whenever they work really great. There are, as soon as they started making the real one, then people started trying to rip it off. Um, Jackson and Charvel and those guys were kind of the biggest one that I can remember that really kind of ripped them off by changing the design just a little bit, and then it would be like licensed under Floyd Rose or something. So I'm sure Floyd Rose got a little bit of money. They would change up the studs a little bit to get these to work better. um, Kind of the position of these screws here, or maybe the way that the micro tuners work, or maybe the way that the the tremolo stuck in there. So there's a million different variations, but they're all pretty much the same. This little screw right here loosens up the saddle and allows you to move the saddle back and forth and set the intonation. So that's this little screw right here. And then this one in the back loosens and tightens up the string. I've got this tool right here, which I've had for a little while. I kind of like it. It's heavy duty. I don't lose it. So whenever I look for it, I find it. And I've already got this one right here, which is set to kind of that Floyd Rose size right there. I do need to put some strings in this. I've already lost a couple of the bushings right there. That's great. Okay. Same right
And
there.
that's why you had it taped up earlier.
That's why I had it taped up earlier. That was exactly why I had it taped up earlier. So that I wouldn't lose these little bushings. And these won't come out. They're not the original ones that came with the guitar. So they're a little bit like smaller. I'm gonna make them work. I'm ready to get this guitar out of here. Um,
How do you know which parts to ask for?
which part to ask for?
Yeah.
This is called I forget exactly, but it's called like the string holding screw or something right here. You can, if you go on Amazon or if you just kind of Google Floyd Rose part, you can find the name of it. And all these parts are available individually too. Like you can buy the saddles. This is the saddle. This was a short string set screw or something like that. String locking screw or something like that. This is a like a string locking bushing or something like that, or string lock block, something like that. They do all have names, and that's a good question. Um, and then once you find the name of it, then you can Google it. I mean, you can find it on eBay or Amazon or whatever. This is the knife edge right here is super important, and it's the part that really wears out on these things. People will complain that the guitar won't stay in tune after dive bombs. It's probably because the knife edge has kind of been worn out. Two things can get worn. Either this plate right here can be worn, or this post right here can be worn. And any little divots or like missing paint, or if it's like this is usually just it's like a little metal coating. Once that coating wears off, and uh, then it just doesn't work as well. The ones that are made in Germany, the real ones, they're a couple $100. They work really well. They're made out of like better metal and stuff, and they seem to hold up a little better. And I've got several of those in house right now, so we can take a look at them. Um, So maybe we should do that. We'll take this is what a I'm gonna call it cheap, kind of like a cheap ripoff of Floyd Rose. Is what it looks like, and I'm gonna show you the real deal now. Trying not to lose my cushions. This is the real deal. Um, it it looks a lot better. It feels a lot better. I don't know, something about like that other one seems a little plasticky. Whenever you're touching it, the metal feels cheap, whereas this feels like real metal, you know. Um, but that's a nice bridge. Couple $100, can't break it. I don't really know why I'm setting this guitar up. He brought me a bunch of guitars and like none of them seem that bad, but I'll take his money anyway. Here's even another one with even another. This really got kind of a crazy design. I don't even see the little set screws in there. It's because there is not one. They have like a different type of block that goes in there that holds the string. But it still has the fine tuners right here, the micro adjustments. It still has, it looks like the same size, like for that right there, the same size wrench will go in there, and probably the same size wrench will go in there too. So I'm thinking to loosen up the string, yep, same size wrench. You would just go counterclockwise, but it loosens up the strings. It's got a different little thing in there. It looks like these fine tuners are way different too. So look at different design. So it's interesting. And this is an Ibanez guitar. So the girl, a lady brought this to me. She just bought this guitar a couple of days ago, and it's got a Floyd Rose. You see this all the time. She's having problems tuning it, just getting it to E standard because like with a Floyd Rose, it's a little different than a Strat bridge. Strat bridges don't have that much flex to them. But with a Floyd Rose, like when you tune one string, another string goes out of tune slightly, and so it's a little trickier and less forgiving than like a Stratocaster. So okay. First off, she's going to leave the strings on this guitar, and it's brand new. The frets are polished, and I mean, I'm sure it doesn't need any work. So let's check it out, and let's just see if we can tune this guitar and call it good. Um, I'm going to, in order to tune this guitar, sorry. First off, I need to undo the locking nut right here. And then once I'm going into a setup for a Floyd Rose, I'm going to take these off first thing. And I'm going to find a spot. It's usually in the um, screwdriver set, the cap of the screwdriver set. This right here. I put all my stuff in there. That way I'll remember it later. Now that the locks are taken off, now I can go ahead and loosen up the strings. Had I loosened them up previously, theoretically the string lock would keep them steady right there. I don't know if it really would or not, but what I'm acting like. I think I will. I'll oil the fretboard. Let's check the tuners. They look like they might be a little loose. Oh, they are. Oh, they're really loose. All right. That'll help the guitar stay in tune. The fretboard does look like a little bit dry, so I'm going to go ahead and oil it. Frets are brand new. Probably did need that. There's there would be, I guess, several different ways that you can approach this Floyd Rose tuning. And the tuning really is the hardest part of it. I mean, maybe like balancing the springs in the back with this with the string tension might be slightly difficult, but not really. Tuning the guitar is the beast, and tuning it quickly is the difference between a fast Floyd Rose setup that you don't mind doing at all and a Floyd Rose setup that you avoid all day long. When you're like, ah, I hate this guitar. Um, so I could approach this either one of two ways in my mind. I could either do it very willy-nilly and kind of just go after it like I would do any guitar, or I could do a very straightforward and methodical way of tuning it. Hope I explained this correctly. So the path that I choose is going to be a very methodical way of tuning it. So first thing I'm going to do, I've got 6 strings here, and I've got to have them all in tune with each other. So the very first thing I want to do is I want to tune one string, just one string. Okay, I just changed the sound, so my voice is going to get a little lower, but you guys should be able to hear the guitar. So I'm going to get one string first. That's going to be the low E. The low E string is going to carry the most tension, so I'm going to do it first. So I just got the low E. So I got 6 strings, one of them's done. Now I'm going to get one more string. I'm going to get 2 strings, so I'm going to go for the A. The A string is going to have the next to most tension other than the low E, so I'm going to get the A next. I've got the A tuned up. Now I got to go back to the E to see if the E is still in tune. I know it's not going to be. Slightly off. Now I got 2 strings in tune, the E and the A. I'm going to go for 3. So I'm going to go for this D. But now I know that the E and the A are already off. So I'm going to go back and check them and make sure they're right again. now I've got half of the strings in tune with each other. I've got the E, the A, and the D all in tune. Oops. I'm going to go for the G. Now I've got the G in tune. I got to go back and do the E, the A, and the D again because I know they're off. If I go back and forth, I can get them all in tune really easily. So now I'm going to get the 5th string, the B. And I got to go back and redo all the other ones because I know they're off. You may have to do this more than once. Okay, I got 5 strings together. Now I got to do the last one, which is the high E. Since that one has gone up, all the other ones are going to be screwed now, so I got to redo them again. But it's supposed to be faster than that, but bam, done. Okay. Back and forth, small movements. Now, next thing we have to check, what's really important with Floyd Rose is that this base plate right there is level with the body. And that's pretty much true on all Floyd Roses, no matter what the model of it. And whenever it's cocked up or down, which this is, that's a problem. So the way that we change that is with the springs in the back, and it's kind of the same way as with a Strat. Since this one is going down, what I've got to do is I've got to loosen up the springs just a little bit. Once I loosen up the strings, then I'll need to tighten, I'll loosen up the springs, and I'll need to tighten up the strings a little bit. So that'll pull the bridge up. Whoa. Ibanez makes it easy to adjust this. It gives you these two slots in the back of the guitar. That's what they're there for. Just to get to the that's really hard to do. I can't really do it with that screwdriver. Get the Big Daddy. So now I should have to tighten up my strings. I'm going to have to retune this. Whenever I tighten up the strings, it's going to bring that bridge plate forward a little bit. Whoa. So now I got another, so as I'm watching this go down, as I'm tuning the guitar, I can see now it's starting to cock up a little bit. So I've got to loosen the springs, bring it back down some. Or tighten the springs and bring it back down some, sorry. So I overdid it a bit then. So it's still cocked up, so I'm going to pull it back some more. I should have to lower the strings a bit. or she couldn't tune this guitar. Okay, so alright, now we'll take a look at the a lot better. That is pretty much level. When you look at the top, might do a bit more. I don't even know which way I'd go, but if you look at the top of that, the line on top and the body line, that is level up. Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, it might could go a quarter of a millimeter down, but I'm going to leave it the way it is, actually, and then we'll go ahead and double check the final tuning on this. Okay, I think that made it, yeah, that made it even better. So that's perfect. I've got the springs just right. The guitar is tuned and everything. Now I want to make sure that the neck relief is okay. Just check that as normal. It doesn't look okay. It looks like it needs a little bit of neck relief. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Ibanez made it where you can get to the truss rod without even taking this thing off. It's just like everybody should do this. Pretty sure this is going to be a 4mm. Go a little bit to the left. Double check that. I really do like Ibanez. They make nice guitars, very innovative. Still needs a bit more. Okay, so it's perfect. I'll go ahead and check the string height. Whoa, 2.25mm on the low E and 2mm on the high. So one of the reasons I do like a Floyd Rose a lot is it is so easy to adjust the string height, and you don't have to worry about the guitar going out of tune or anything. So all we've got to do to adjust the string height is you've got these two pole pieces right here on both sides of the tremolo. These two studs, they go up and down. So all we've got to do is adjust these downward. So we're going to go clockwise. That is the same size wrench as this back here. And it's also the same size wrench as the locking nut too. So they kind of make one size fits all, which I always liked. Even the copycats all still follow the same size wrench. And most all the replacement parts kind of fit each other. Whoa. See, I overcorrected a lot there. I need to back it up. Yeah, I went a bit too far. Not a big deal. bridge again. It's a very sensitive bridge. Okay, so I got my string height set. They're a little too high. Okay, now they're perfect. Let's check the tuning on this guitar. So, still in tune. Turn the amplifier off and check it for buzzes. You guys might be able to hear this, maybe not. So, as expected, a little bit of buzz in here on the A string, but it goes away at the 5th. So it's really the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. It goes away at the 7th. Doesn't start 4th, 5th, 6th. Man, that is the almost every time on that A string. Okay, so it plays really good, just like it should. Any lower, I think, on the action, I think maybe the D string would start to buzz. Whenever you go to like too low on the high end on the first 3 strings, then you get like the D string will buzz. The top 2, the B and the E, may not. But like sometimes you can hear that D, and if it's too low, if it's really too low on the low side, sometimes you can hear the, or I meant to say, sometimes you can just hear that G buzzing, that 3rd string. And I don't like to hear that G buzzing, although it's not terrible through an amp. The D string, if you get the low side too low, sometimes the D string will have like a little small ringing buzz, almost all the way through the fretboard. I don't like that either. So I like the way this one's sitting. The final step with the Floyd Rose, almost always, unless the customer asks me not to, well, we do have to do the intonation. We'll check it. Yeah, it's good. Okay, intonation's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay, last step, I always give it to the customer with everything locked and performing as it should. So with the guitar in tune to whatever tuning that the customer wants. Sometimes it's a wonky tuning. Bridge is level, and then the strings are locked down unless they tell me not to. So I'll go ahead and do this part because that's the way the bridge should function. Some people don't, like some players have Floyd Roses and they don't lock these down. They just use their tuners. Which, if I had a Floyd Rose, that's probably the way I would go with it. I'm going to make sure that this lady knows how to operate this guitar, I guess, probably before she leaves. Make sure she knows about the locking tuners and all that, locking nut. Seemed like she didn't really know what she was getting into, so I'm going to... These are 1046 strings, pretty sure. I'll measure them. But I'll make sure that she knows what type of strings to get so that she doesn't change the string gauge accidentally. And I told her already about changing the tuning, and she seemed pretty aware that she wasn't going to be able to just, you know, go from one tuning to the next with this guitar. So it's nice. It plays good, strong. Looks like kind of a super distortion type bridge and neck, and then maybe some sort of strat in the middle. All right. Ready to go back. $99 for the setup. I'm borrowing her whammy bar. I need it for the next guitar, so I'm going to keep it for a second. Super lightweight. It's very slim. It's beautiful. Oh, it's a professional guitar. I think it might be mahogany with a maple top or something. Maple neck. It's nice. Alright. We'll get back to this guy. The Jackson. He's got some gunk on these pickups too, like when you, it's just like wax almost. Maybe this is wax dip, I don't know. And one of his knobs over here is completely messed up. We'll see what's going on with that real quick. It's just like it's loose. Alright, so that helped it out tremendously. See if this one's also loose. This one's loose as the other. do this a lot for switches. Ah, man, my bushings just flew out. Only one of them, okay. Yeah, hard to get out. It's an active guitar. I didn't know it was active. It's interesting. Need some more deoxit. I guess it's got a little preamp or something in here. I didn't notice that. I thought that was a split coil or something. Alright, that'll be nice and lubed up. First thing I guess with this guitar is I probably need to clean the frets. I hit it with some auto saw or do it with steel wool. Put some tape over the pickups. These are stainless steel frets, I almost guarantee it. And little like bass frets, they're super jumbo. These frets are insane. Fretboard hadn't been done in a while. Probably ever. We'll let that soak in for a sec, and then I'm gonna clean the rest of the guitar around the headstock while that's kind of soaking in. I think this guitar has got a lot of potential. I'm not sure if it was one of the really expensive Jacksons, but I would take it, I would paint it red and turn it into the Crossroads guitar that Steve Vai played. More cutting teeth at the very end. Tuners were very loose. Pickups are grossing me out. I don't know why, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean them, I think. I think the wax inside the pickup is coming up out of the coils. I mean, out of these guys right here. These pickup lugs. It's all waxy. Okay. Over the set of films for this guy. Always cut the ball ends off. You're doing strange for Floyd Rose. Don't ever like keep the ball ends on. So tacky. You usually need a whammy bar for this. Sometimes you don't. Um, the end of your strings right here is going to kind of bend them down like this so that they'll go inside the bridge a little easier. It's kind of a two-handed operation, and you might even need to employ your forearm. Um, you get your string down in there. You kind of got your hand like this. when you find your tool. Hang up that guy. Ready to go. Go to the next string. Do the same little balancing act. Um, Bring it up now. Normal guitar. Normal guitar with a reverse headstock, that is. All right, see if we can get this guy tuned up quickly. See if it even makes a noise. The battery's dead, so the active part, whenever you engage the active part, everything goes off. But it seems like but it is working. Seems like it's too low on the low side. The strings are right on the frets, so I'm gonna just raise that up really quick. Almost seems like this knife edge is not correct either. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to tune this guitar and so I can kind of see that this bridge is starting to cock up already. So I'm going to have to adjust the springs. Got another situation that's not uncommon that's happening on the low E side, and that's this knife edge is not sitting right on the post. It's sitting like it's supposed to be in there in that kind of that V divot right there, but it's actually below it. So I've got to move this part of the bridge up somehow to get it to sit in there. Sometimes I can do it by just manipulating I might have to loosen up the strings, the low strings, and kind of pull it up with my hand. I think that's what I'll do. See if I can adjust. Still not right. Man, stuck. Still trying to wrestle this part right here to get it to where it sits correctly on the bridge. Finally. That was tough. Now it's right. See, the bridge is really cocking up right now. I'm missing a spring on the back. Had to take the spring off so I could make that adjustment. Spring on there. I'm also, because I noticed that I needed to tighten up the springs, I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up. As I was tuning the guitar, I realized I needed to tighten the strings last time, so go ahead and give them a good tighten. Now I'll have to try tuning the guitar again. It's going to need quite a bit more spring adjustment. Get those strings under control. So now my bridge is kind of, and this is the tricky part with the Floyd Rose, as you can see it, now my bridge is sinking a bit here. So I over tighten the springs, so I've got to loosen them up again. And the only way to know that is to just go back and forth with the tuning and the springs, and then looking to see that your bridge is level. See, I'm still going down, so I've got to loosen it up a bit. to level. You can kind of start to see which way you're going with your bridge. If you are tuning and you see the bridge is cocking up on you, you can go ahead and adjust your springs. If you're tuning and you see the bridge is sinking on you, adjust your springs. I think this one's going to come out pretty close. Probably going to need to just do maybe a half a turn or something that way. And you can see it's hard to see with the knobs in the way. You can see that that's level. I mean, it's a little bit off, but it is pretty much level. This surface is level with the body, so that is pretty much perfect. I'm gonna check the final tuning. I might make another little small adjustment. Yeah, the tuning is spot on. Maybe just like another half turn. Make it perfect. Check it again. Ah, it's even more level now. It's perfect. Okay, so now we'll do the neck relief. This guitar probably has not had strings on it in a long time, so needs a little bit, just like a hair. Go ahead and do that. Pretty sure this is also going to be a 4mm. Oh no, it's not. It's like a Gibson. Or is it like a Gibson? I didn't think I would need that one today. Oh, there it is. See if we've got a Gibson or not. I do not know if I am on here or not. Ah, that is not the right fitting one. I didn't think so. Got a couple more to try. I think that's the right one, but it's not the right size. That's definitely not it. Okay, well the truss rod was only a little bit off, so we might just leave it like it is, honestly. Let's check the string height. It was really, really close, so I was being a little bit nitpicky. Check it for buzzes. String height is pretty high. Okay. Looks like we're good. Go ahead and give it a play. Turn the volume off. We'll see if this thing has buzz. Not a buzz in sight. Yeah, the neck relief is fine. Strings could even go, I think, a little lower. I might leave them like this, but yeah, I'll leave them like this. It's easy. Just these jumbo frets are throwing me off, man. But yeah, it's fine. Plays great. Perfect. It's got like a .008 neck relief. It's a little straighter than I would usually, but it doesn't usually have them, but it doesn't buzz at all, so it's fine. It's great. I really like this guitar. It might be one of the more inexpensive ones, but it's, I would change the pickups, put a new bridge. Be awesome. Paint it red. I think these humbuckers are, pickup height is not right. Gonna need a battery too. I'll probably send it back with a battery so that everything's operational. It's very dusty, so I'm gonna give it a good clean. I also had to. One of the tuner buttons was broken, and I just had a tuner laying around that matched. so I took the button off of it and was able to use the screw and everything, and I was able to fix his tuner, and I may not even charge him for that since I just had a part laying around. Really dirty. It's so dirty you gotta like clean it twice. Clean it once just to get the dirt off and clean it twice to make it clean. All right, not bad. 2 Floyd Rose guitars, an hour and a half. This is going to be a bit more than 99 because he owes me some parts and stuff. But basically $200 in an hour and a half. Not too bad. Plus I did some talking. Any questions, guys, about Floyd Roses? Did a decent job covering that.
Sir.
You got to charge a bit more for Floyd Roses, and people are going to expect it to. Charge 99. You should probably charge like 119 or maybe 109 or something. I think one of my competitors charges a bit more. A lot of times I get. Go ahead.
They're different.
They are a bit different. Sometimes, and I have really good luck with getting Floyd Roses that aren't that messed up, that don't need that much tuning, don't need that much intonation, like they just don't need that much, and so they're pretty much set up the way they are. You don't have to do a whole lot of bridge, a lot of springs or anything like that. They're usually a lot easier than I think that they're going to be, at least the tuning part is. These 2 guitars here, at least that first guitar, that Ibanez, extremely difficult to tune. So no wonder she brought it to me. It took me a long time to do it. That's kind of not the usual, I don't think. This one was much easier to tune. I think it's probably because of the tension of the springs, maybe. Could be that her guitar has springs in it that just maybe not that springy. I don't know. But
All right, Eric.
happy Thanksgiving, guys. Yeah, I won't be doing office hours tomorrow. So probably taking a nap during that time. But I'll see you guys next week.
All good.
All right, y'all take care. Have a good day.
Good night, Eric.
See you later.